Hello viewers, welcome to the channel. In this video, we will design a chest grater. We will design a simple version than design it before. Before was designed a box grater using revolution tool to form the fine and coarse grate. In this video, to form the coarse grate, we will use ellipsoid tool on PartDesign workbench. Let's create a new document. Just click on this plus icon, and also let's save this document. Let's save as parts and okay. Okay, now we go to the PartDesign workbench and then we create a new body. And now let's go to the model tab and let's rename this body here. Then click on mouse and select this option, rename. Let's rename to part 1. Okay, and next let's create a new sketch. Let's select YZ plane. And now we go to sketch adjustments, these tools here, and let's click here and select rounded rectangle. And now what to do, we draw this rectangle here in this way. And next skip and select these all lines here and delete. Next select arc tool and click on this origin point and let's connect these two endpoints here. Okay, now I have this. Let's select this point here, this point, and also the center point and place horizontal constraint. Okay, let's select constraint radius, this tool here, and for these arcs here let's add 10 millimeters. Okay, next let's select horizontal distance tool, and now these 2 points here and the distance here will be 95 millimeters. Okay, now we have 1 degree of freedom. Let's select these two here, point, and create a point here, and next select this tool and click in this line here and also this point. Okay, now we have this. Let's select vertical distance tool, and now this point here and this point, and here we'll set a distance of 230. Okay, in this way. And next we can leave this sketch, no problems. Leave this sketch, and next let's create a new sketch. Click here in this icon and let's select XY plane for this sketch. Zoom in, select cycle tool and draw this cycle in this origin point. Now let's set the diameter of this cycle. Select this option and click at this edge. Let's add 3 millimeters for this cycle, and now skip 2 times to leave this sketch. And let's go to the model tab. Here we'll rename this sketch here to path. Okay, and this sketch here to profile. Okay, the next thing to do is to change the attachment of this profile sketch here. Select this sketch, then click on mouse and select attachment editor. Now just click on this button and select this line here, and okay, now select this profile and now add the pipe tool, this tool, and just click on this object button and select this all sketch. Okay, now just click OK, and as you can see we have this part here. Okay, next let's create a new body. Just click here in this icon, and what we'll do now is to create this part here, this part. Okay, let's go to FreeCAD. Let's rename this body here to part 2. Okay, and next let's go to this part 1 here. Just click on this arrow and add div pipe now. And now just select these two sketches and Ctrl+C to copy this sketch. And now use original selections and let's close this. And now Ctrl+V to pass this sketch in this document. And now select these two sketches and spacebar to make them visible. And now drag this sketch into this part 2 here, and let's hide this part 1 here. Okay, now what to do, we go to this pipe sketch, double click, and the next thing that we'll do is to select these all lines here, and we'll change these all lines to construction geometry. So we click in this icon, and now we have this arc here as a normal line. Okay, now skip 2 times and let's go to the model tab. Next what we do, we select this profile sketch and let's change the attachment of this profile sketch. Right click on mouse and select attachment editor. Now just click here and zoom in. Here we'll select this point, this vertex, and then okay. And now double click in this profile sketch, and what we do, we zoom in, and next we select cycle tool and we draw the cycle and the origin point, and next we constrain the diameter of this cycle to 5 millimeters. Okay, and now skip 2 times, and next we'll create a salt using these two sketches. Let's select profile sketch and then div pipe tool, and next just click here in this button and select this sketch, and okay, we create a new sketch in YZ plane. And next what to do, we select line tool, we draw this line in this direction and this line here in this direction. Next let's select constraints merge call, and then these two endpoints of these two lines, and now these vertical axis. Okay, and next let's select arc tool and let's draw this arc in this way. Okay, let's change this arc here to construction geometry. What to do, we select this arc and then we click in this icon. Okay, the next thing to do is to set the radius of this arc here. We can select this tool and click on this arc here, and the diameter for this arc is 95 millimeters. Okay, and next let's select this tool here and create a point here in this line, and next let's use this constraint here to constrain this point to this arc here. Okay, and next let's select vertical distance tool. Now these 2 points here and the distance here should be 20. Okay, and now to cut material, what we'll do is to draw a rectangle. Let's click here and select rectangle tool, draw this rectangle in this way, and next escape and delete this line here. And now just select this point and this point here and place this constraint here constant, and the same for these 2 points here. Let's make it constant. Okay, and now escape 2 times and select pocket tool. Let's add SheeyMetal plane, and now as you can see we have this. Let's click OK, and next let's create a fillet in this edge here. You can see here in this part 1 we have this small fillet here. Let's select this surface here and then fillet tool here. Okay, we need to change the radius to 0.5 like so, and then click OK, and now we have finished the design of the part 2. Okay, next let's create a new body. Click here to create a new body, and now let's rename this body to part 3. What we'll do now is to create this part here, this part. Okay, and next what we do, we go to the part 2, just click on this arrow and go to active pipe, and now just select these 2 sketches here and Ctrl C to copy, and now use original selections. And now let's pass the sketches here, just click on this icon and let's make these 2 sketches visible, spacebar, and now move this sketch into this part here, part 3, and also let's hide this part 2, spacebar. Okay, and next we go to the path sketch, double click, and what we'll do here is to change this geometry here to construction geometry. Okay, and now we'll change this line here to normal line, just click on this icon, and now as you can see we have this line. Let's close this sketch, and next go to next we'll change the attachment of the profile sketch. Select this profile sketch and then go to map mode, just click here and in these 3 dots, and now click on this button and select this line, and okay. Okay, next let's create a solid. Just select this profile sketch and now add div pipe tool, click in this button and now select this line, and okay. Now we have this, as you can see. Next let's create a new sketch. Let's select YZ plane for this sketch, double click here, and the next select rectangle tool and draw this rectangle and this rectangle in this side, and select vertical constraint. Now these 2 endpoints and this vertical axis. Okay, the next thing to do is to set the distance between these 2 rectangles. So we select horizontal distance tool and now these 2 endpoints, and we set 60 and escape 2 times, and now let's create a pocket. Select pocket tool, set SheeyMetal plane, and okay. Next let's create a fillet in the surface here, like you can see here. let's select this surface and then fillet tool, this tool here. Let's change the radius to 0.5. If we click OK, as you can see, we have this input error, failed to create a fillet. What we can do is to cancel this operation and then create a sketch. Click here in this icon, let's select YZ plane, double click here. And next, zoom in and select external jump tool. Let's extract this edge here. Okay, and next select rectangle tool. Click in this endpoint and draw this rectangle. And now escape and select these two lines in this way and delete. Okay, next select arc tool and let's draw this rectangle. Connect these two endpoints here. Select equal constraint. Let's make these two lines equal. Okay, and next just select this point here and this point and set vertical constraint. Okay, and next we can set the radius of the fillet. Let's select, just click here and select constraint radius, and now click in this arc here and the radius must be 0.5 millimeters. Now we have this. Next, let's create a construction line to use as axis to the groove tool. Okay, let's select line tool, this tool here, and now just click in this point and draw this line. Okay, and next escape, select this line here and change it to construction geometry. Okay, and now escape 2 times, and next let's go to the model tab. Let's select the sketch and then groove tool. Okay, now we need to change the axis to construction line 1. Select this option. Now if we zoom in, we can see that now we have the fillet. Let's click OK, and next let's mirror this fillet in the side here. Let's select groove and now mirror tool. Here what we do, we change the plane to axis plane. Let's select axis plane. Okay, now if we rotate the model, we'll see the fillet here. So now just click OK, and it's all for this part 3. Okay, now let's create a new body. Click in this icon, and also let's create a new sketch. Let's select XY plane, double click, and to easily create this sketch here, we can go to the model tab and make this part 1 visible. Okay, and then task panel, and now zoom in, and next let's select arc tool, and now just click in this vertical axis and let's draw this arc in this way. And next let's select constraint radius, and for this arc here we'll set 1.5 millimeters. Okay, and next select vertical constraint, and now these two endpoints here and this vertical axis, and next select horizontal distance tool. Now these two endpoints here and the distance here will be 0.5 millimeters. Okay, and now select vertical distance tool, select this point and zoom out, and now zoom in and select this origin point. The distance here will be 95 divided by 2 millimeters, so we'll have this dimension for this 47.5 millimeters. And now zoom in here and select line tool, and now just click in this endpoint. Okay, and draw this vertical line. Okay, and now just select arc tool again and just click in this vertical axis, click in this endpoint and draw this arc. Select vertical constraint again, and now let's select these two endpoints and this vertical axis. Now we have this. Okay, let's click here and select constraint diameter. For this arc here, we'll set 3 millimeters for the diameter. Let's select vertical distance tool, and now just click in this center point of this arc, and next select this origin point, and the distance here will set 47.5 millimeters and enter. Now have the sketch full constrained. Escape 2 times to leave the sketch. Now let's press home and we'll see the sketch here. And the next thing to do is to move to the SheeyMetal workbench to create an extrusion of this sketch here. So just click here and select SheeyMetal workbench, And next, go to the model tip, select the sketch and then this tool here to create a base wall. Just click here in this icon. Now if we press on, we'll see that we have this part here. Okay, now let's go to this operation, select this baseband, and let's change some parameters here. For example, here we'll set reverse it true, and the length here will change to 168. Okay, and the radius will change to 0.25 millimeters, and the thickness for this sheet metal will be 0.5. Okay, now let's zoom in, and as you can see, it's all fine. Okay, next what we do, we go to the PartDesign workbench, and now we need to select this face here and create a sketch. Okay, and now just select the external jump tool, zoom in and extract this edge here, and now extract this edge, and next select this tool here, point tool, and let's create a point in this vertical axis, and then select smart curve constraint, and now this point here and this point of this edge here, and now select this point. Okay, now we have this full constrained. Next, let's select, click here and select rounded rectangle and draw this rectangle. Okay, next let's hide this all constraint. Just click here in this icon, and next select constraint symmetrical, this tool here, and now select this point, and this center point here. Okay, now just click here and select constraint radius. For this arc, we'll set 5 millimeters. And now let's select this tool here, constraint distance tool. For these 2 points here, we'll set a distance of 81. Okay, and now the height of this rounded rectangle will be 152. And okay, now skip 2 times, select the sketch, and now let's create an extrusion of the sketch. Select pad tool, and the extrusion here will be 1.5 millimeters. And okay, and next go to the model tip. Let's go to this pad here, select the sketch here, and let's copy the sketch, use original solutions, and now let's pass the sketch, and also move the sketch into this board here, and spacebar to make the sketch visible. And now what we'll do is to change the attachment of the sketch in the Z direction. Let's go to attachment, position, and Z position. Let's add 1 millimeters here. Okay, and now double click in the sketch, and let's change these dimensions. For example, these horizontal dimensions will change to 80, and these vertical distance, let's set 151, and skip 2 times. And now let's create a pocket. Select pocket tool, and now we have this. Let's click OK, and next zoom in and select this edge here and also this edge, and let's create a fillet. Select fillet tool, let's set 0.25, and okay, now we have this, as you can see. Next we go to the model tab and just click here. Let's hide these all parts here. Let's select this body, this part here, and control this part and spacebar to hide. And next let's create a new body. Click on this icon and just click here and go to this option, add the ellipsoid. Just click here and press home. The first thing that we'll do is to set a plane for this ellipsoid here. Let's select XY plane, and next let's go to primitive parameters, and this first radius here let's change to 3.75, and this radius here to 5, and here we'll set 13, and we'll change this parameter here to 108 degrees. And now just click OK, and as you can see we have this. Let's create a new sketch. Click on this icon, select XY plane for this sketch, and the next click here and select centered rectangle, and now just click on this origin point and draw this sketch. And now skip 2 times and go to the model tab. Now what to do is to change the attachment of the sketch here. Okay, just select the sketch, then click on mouse and select attachment editor. Now we go to the Z duration, and we'll change here to 1. And now scroll up and just click OK. Select the sketch again, and let's create an extrusion. Select pad tool, set reverse it, and as you can see we have this. Let's click OK. Okay, and next what we'll do is to create a copy of this body. Select this body and now copy icon, and just click OK here, and now paste the body here. Okay, and next you go to this body and this operation here, and what you do, we scroll down here and we go to these ellipsoid parameters. Okay, we'll change the radius to 4.5 millimeters, and here this radius will set 12.5. okay, and also we'll change the placement of this body. Select this body and go to placement, position, and Z position. Here we'll set -0.5 and enter. As you can see, now we have this. Next, let's go to the part workbench. Select part, and what to do here in this workbench is to subtract this body from this body here. So first we select this body and now control this body here and cut tool. And as you can see, now we have this part, we have this cut here. Next, let's move back to the PartDesign workbench, and now what we do, we go to the model tab and select this cut here, and from this cut here let's create a new body. Select this icon, click on this icon, create a new body, and now just select this face here and create a new sketch. Now here zoom in, okay, and select external jump tool, and now what you do, we extract this point here, this small point here. And next, let's select cycle tool in sketch geometry. Select cycle tool and click in this origin point, and now in this point here. Next, select arc tool, click in this vertical axis, and now draw this arc in this cycle. And next, select trim tool, this tool here, just click in this icon and trim this arc here. Next, select fillet tool and create a fillet here and here. Okay, next let's select constraint radius, and for this arc here let's add 1. For this arc here let's add 1 millimeters. Let's add the radius of this arc here, let's add 10 millimeters. Okay, and next let's select this constraint here, this arc and this origin point. Okay, now we have this sketch full constrained. Next, let's create a rectangle. Select centered rectangle, this tool here, just click in this vertical axis and draw this rectangle. And now let's select this tool here, horizontal distance tool. For this horizontal line, let's add 11 millimeters. And next, select vertical distance tool. Okay, let's click in this origin point, and now in this point here, the distance here must be 12.8. okay, and the length for this length here, let's add 18. Okay, as you can see, we have these all dimensions for this sketch. Next, let's select center rectangle tool again, and now just click in this origin point and draw this rectangle and escape 2 times to select this sketch. And next, let's create a pocket using this sketch. Select pocket tool, and let's add symmetric plane, and here let's change to, for example, 20. And now just click OK. And as you can see, now we have this part here. Next, let's create a fillet here in this edge. Select this edge here. Okay, and go to fillet tool. Let's change here to 0.65 millimeters. And okay, now we have this part here. Let's go to the model tab and change the orientation of this body here. Select this body and then click on mouse and select this tool here, transform tool. Now what I'll do is to rotate this model in the z-axis in this way, and also in the x-axis. Rotate this model, rotate this part in this way, and now just click OK. Okay, now let's move to the draft workbench to create arrays of this part here. So what we do, we'll click here in workbench selector and we select draft workbench. And first we hide this grid here, just clicking this icon. And next what to do, we select this body and we'll create a crown of this body here. Just select this body and now just clicking this icon. Okay, and let's close this arrow and press home. Let's select this body and change the placement of this body. We go to placement position and we change the Y position to 8.25. okay, and we go to the Z position and we change here to 18 in this way. And next you can create arrays of these parts here. So first we select this body and we go to this tool here, just click here, and now here in the number of elements, let's add 1 for the X, and for the Y let's add 5 and 4 in the Z. And now scroll down and go to the intervals. In the Y interval we'll set 16.5, and now in the Z interval we'll set 36 and enter. And now just press home, and as you can see we have these all parts here. Now let's select this body and let's create an array. Here we set 1, and in the Y we'll set 4, and in the Z we'll set 4. And now scroll down to the intervals. We'll change the Y interval to 16.5, and here in this interval let's add 36 and enter. The next thing to do is to create a fusion of these arrays, this array here and this array. To do that, we go to the part workbench, click here and select part workbench. And next, select these two arrays, select this array and control this array here, and now union tool, refresh. Okay, now we have this fusion. Next, let's move to the PartDesign workbench and go to the model tab, select this fusion, and from this fusion let's create a body. Click in this icon, and as you can see now we have this. Now let's zoom in and select this face here, and also let's create a new sketch in this face. And now zoom out here and let's zoom in. Let's select external jump tool and extract this edge here. Okay, next let's select rectangle tool. Just click here and select rectangle tool and click in this point, and now in this point. And next let's click in this point here and draw this rectangle. Okay, now what you do, we'll set equal constraints for these lines. Let's select this line here, this line, and this line, and this line here, and this line, and set equal. And now let's select this line and this line here, and let's set equal. And now what to do, let's select this line, and this line here, and let's set equal. And next just select these 2 points here and set constant. And now I have this sketch full constrained, escape 2 times. And now what to do, we create an extrusion of this sketch. Select pad tool, first change the dimension to 0.5 and set reverse it. And as you can see we have this. Let's click OK. And next let's create a linear pattern of this extrusion. Let's go to the model tab, select this operation, and then linear pattern tool, just click here. Okay, and next what to do, we can uncheck this option and then set reverse duration and change the duration here to the z-axis. Let's add z-axis, and now we'll set the length here. Let's add 6 here and change the occurrence to 4. And now just click OK. and select this face here again and create a new sketch. And now zoom in and select external jump tool. Let's extract this edge. Okay, next let's select rectangle tool and draw this rectangle. And next skip, and let's set these all vertical lines equal. Let's select this line here, this line, and now this line, and set equal constraint. And now we'll select these horizontal lines. Let's select this line here, and this line, and now this line here, and set equal. And now we'll have this sketch full constrained, skip 2 times, and pad tool now. Let's set 0.5 and reverse it. And now just click OK. And next, let's create a linear pattern of this operation. Select model and this operation and this tool. And next, let's uncheck this option, reverse the duration, and here we'll set the axis. And now here we'll set this formula. Here we'll change to this length, and the currency here will be 4. And now just click OK. And as you can see, now we have this part here. Okay, next we go to this part here and spacebar to make it visible, and let's press home. Okay, now what we'll do is to create a pocket here in this part. Okay, so we'll activate this body here, double click, okay, and double click, okay, and now just select this face here and create a new sketch. And now zoom in and let's select external jump tool, and now zoom in again and let's extract this edge here and also this edge. And next select this tool here, point, and create this point in this vertical axis. Now select constraint symmetrical. Now just select this point and this point here, and now this point. Okay, and next click here and select centered rectangle. Just click in this center point and draw this rectangle. Next select constraint distance tool, and now for this horizontal line let's set 7. Okay, and for this vertical line let's set 144, and okay. And now skip 2 times and create a pocket. Select pocket tool and just click OK. And now that you have this pocket and this part here, the next thing to do is to change the placement of this part here. Okay, we need to place this part here in this part, and then use the union tool of part workbench to fuse these two parts here. So next you go to the draft workbench, select draft, and now zoom in, go to the model tab. Let's look for this model, this part here. Okay, is body 008. Select this body and then the move tool, and now zoom in and select this point, and now zoom out and zoom in this location, and now just select this point. Okay, now we have this, and let's move to the part workbench. Okay, here what we'll do is to make a fusion of these two parts here. So what you need to do, we need to, let's close these arrows, we need to select this body and then control this body, and now union tool. Okay, and as you can see we have this. Now let's rename this fusion here to part 4. Okay, and also let's make this part 1, these all parts visible. Select part 1, part 2, and part 3, and spacebar to make it visible. And as you can see, now we have the final model. Okay, so we finished the design of this model, we finished the design of this small cheese grater. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful, please leave a like, a comment, and share this video with your friends. And also, if you want to support the channel, there's a link in the description of this video to my Ko-fi page. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.